Hey, Curl friends, good evening. My name is Dana Oliver. I'm a beauty director and content creator, and I'm so excited to welcome you and serve as moderator for tonight's 4C Only group chat discussion. For those of you that don't know, 4C Only is the first ever natural hair care brand dedicated to, you guessed it, 4C coils. In celebration of this revolutionary brand launching today, 4C Only wanted to create a safe space for us to chat about all things Black beauty, especially in the hair care space. We have some amazing women that will be joining me today, but before I introduce the panelists, I want to let you in on a giveaway. 4C Only is giving away a 4C prize pack with amazing 4C Only merch and a $200 Uber Eats gift card. Girlfriends, that should have you covered for a whole month of self-care Sundays where you twist and wash your hair, order some food, and just Netflix and chill. Simply text group chat to 32094 to enter. Now, allow me to introduce our panelists for this evening. We have digital influencer MonicaStyleMuse, ABC Dallas anchor Shara Parker, mental and holistic health practitioner Omikunle Ekundayo, 4C Only hair consultant Daryce Tolliver, and 4C Only Chief Marketing Officer Alicia Ferguson. Hey ladies, how's everyone feeling?
Amazing. Good. Thank you. Yes.
I love seeing all of the representation here. And I just want to remind everyone in the group chat, this is an open, honest, safe space. We want you to feel free to leave comments on Facebook and Instagram, YouTube, wherever you're watching. This is a dialogue. We want you to engage. We want to hear from you. So let's start with an icebreaker. We're going to begin with a word association game. And I'd love to hear your unfiltered, raw, top of the mind thoughts. All right, let's get into it, ladies.
This is how you start.
Okay. Okay. Who's ready? Let's get into it. Okay. All right. You know what, Daryce? I'm coming for you.
I know you are.
My word.
I know.
Hot comb. Tell me what comes to the top of your mind when you hear hot comb.
My grandmother's kitchen.
I can smell it.
Blue magic grease.
Okay. Blue magic.
Yeah. Okay, Monica. TWA.
I guess my recent chop. Me.
Yeah, and it looks amazing on you.
It looks beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Tashara, let's talk about good hair.
Oh, okay. Being 100% honest, I don't like those two words together, by the way, but I think light skin. And I'm just being 100% honest with what's the first thing that came to my mind, not trying to filter it. That's the first thing that I thought of. And that's because that's what society wants us to believe. So I know we're going to dig a little deeper, but I'm just saying that's what came to mind.
Starting early, huh?
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It is what it is. That's what they told us.
I like it.
Kicked it off.
I like it.
Okay. Let's talk about self-care.
I think just spending time with myself, bubble baths, candles, relaxation. Those are some words that come to mind.
That just made me relax, just hearing you say that.
Her voice is so calm. Like it just goes down.
Alicia, let's talk about group chat.
Ooh, my homegirls, my friends. Yeah. Where all the tea gets spilled. Or you get built up. Either
right.
one. Either one.
Yes. Love a good group chat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tashara, would you rather braid out or twist out?
Oh, twist out all day. All the little braid out people, don't come for me. Look, twist out all day, baby. And what's so crazy is the braid outs for me personally actually last longer, but it's something about that good little old nice twist out when you're taking them down. It just flows better for me. Yeah. Twist out.
Okay. Monica, are you team bonnet or team scarf?
I'm a bonnet girl. The silk, by the end of the night, it's not gonna make it. But a good bonnet, she's gonna push through.
Hey, Dana, I don't want to go out of turn, but I want to address some of these comments real quick. They talk about my comment on when you asked me about What was your question? My
when
word.
I asked you about
good hair.
Good hair. Okay.
Now, let me tell y'all something. We know we're going to get into it a little later. I'm telling you what came to my mind first because that's what's been ingrained. I don't believe anything about good hair. So I want to make that very, very clear. All of our hair is good hair. Every single hair you see on this screen is good hair. So I want to make that very clear. Just throwing out what came to mind first. Now, if y'all want me to start lying and trying to like write down my answers and all that kind of stuff, we can go there. But I'm just being honest. That's what came to mind first. All hair is good hair. So I want to make sure I'm clear on that. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yes. Okay. Let me go to Alicia. Growth or health?
Health all day. I'm not gonna lie though. When I was my younger days, I was just looking for all types of length. I sacrificed health over length all day. But you know, as I got older and wiser.
Okay. Daryce, blowout or hot comb?
Blowout.
Okay.
Blowout. Just from what I've learned, we thought we needed so much more heat than we actually do. And a lot can be done with a blow dryer, which is much less direct heat on the hair. And so I would go blowout over the hot comb. Although the hot comb will get you laid down. Lay down real quick if that's what you're trying to do. So,
Omi, edges or length?
Oh, they're both so important. I would say
edges are important.
You got long hair and no edges.
Edges are important.
Yeah, edges are important. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, as people are coming in, I want to just welcome everyone again to the group chat. Please continue to leave your comments, feedback. I love that, you know, we have people from Detroit all the way in London. I saw Mississippi is in the house, Chicago. This is just great. You know, come in, let's talk about it. Let's have an honest conversation. So Tashara, I actually want to kick it off with you.
Oh.
And let's get into it. You know, people were coming for you. Let's just get into it a little bit. Okay. Why do you think 4C hair has been so unrepresented in society from media to beauty?
Well, I think, look, let me tell y'all something. They asking me for my opinions. I'm going to give my opinions. That's for all the folks in the chat room. All right. So I think for me and where I'm coming from, especially in my industry, I think we've become so accustomed to a European style of beauty, right? Think about, you know, years and years ago when we were told light skin was so much better. That's where my comment came from when it came to talking about different types of whatever we want to call good hair. I've said time and time again for anybody who has been following me that there is no such thing, in my opinion, as good hair. And if there is, all hair is good hair. So back to afros and why it's been so-called underrepresented in society, especially when it comes to media. I just think we've become so accustomed to what we think is a European style of beauty, and afros and our texture simply don't fit that, you know, in the past. And clearly some people still feel that way. But 4C afros have been seen as defiance, you know, disobedience. You know, think about some women who were in the Black Panther Party, right? When they had their afros, they had what I would consider, you know, and I hate we have to always type our hair, but what I would consider 4C type of hair. And so that was considered, you know, defiant or disobedient, going against the grain. And, you know, don't nobody like when anybody goes against the grain. So that always puts people on edge. So that's why I feel like we've been underrepresented, especially when it comes to 4C hair, because people just ain't used to it. They ain't used to seeing a fro on TV. When I took my faux locks down earlier this week and people saw me with my fro back out, I got so many emails, nice emails, by the way. I got some nasty ones, but it's all good. Mostly nice emails of folks saying, you know, I love the fro. You know, people being funny. Oh, it's the fro for me. You know how people do. So, yeah, that's why I feel like we've been underrepresented when it comes to the media and just really across the board when it comes to 4C curls.
Monica, I'd love for you to weigh in, especially as an influencer. You know, you have a huge platform, especially when it comes to beauty. And you recently did a beautiful, beautiful big chop. You know, what are your thoughts on, you know, why we aren't seeing, you know, 4C hair in the beauty landscape?
You know, like we were speaking backstage, it's interesting because growing up, especially as I am a Black woman, yes, but I grew up in a Dominican household. And if anybody, it don't matter where you're from, if anybody can remember going to a Dominican hair salon, you know what that feeling is like going into a Dominican hair salon with natural hair. And I remember always, no one knowing that I spoke Spanish, and I would always have to relax my hair every 6 to 8 weeks. And if I didn't do it at the salon, I did it at home. And up until recently is when I decided, and I've been natural, and I quote it, I say that because I don't think I had a conversation with my hair up until recently, but I haven't relaxed my hair in maybe like 5-6 years. I'm about to be 30. Well, I'm 28. I'm about to be 30. I age myself. I don't care. I'm excited to be 30. And that conversation is very new to me, especially being Dominican, who like they promote cabello bueno, you know, mejorando la raza, which means bettering the race. And that's in my culture. That's what they want. It's like, you know, make sure your hair is relaxed, curly hair. And it doesn't matter what type of hair. I mean, when I cut my hair, it was like, huh? And I was like, it's not, my hair is my hair. And all these years I've had all this damage. And why am I hanging on to like strands to be able to do a ponytail when one day it'll be able to be my own? And no shade, I love, y'all know me. I'm a girl who loves a wig. I love a lace front. I love all those things. But it gets to a point as you get older where you start realizing, this is exhausting and I want to get to know myself. And it's been a culture shock for me. I'm not going to lie. I'm the newbie in the group. And like I was telling everyone backstage, I am so excited to be here and thank you for having me.
Now I see, you know, we got some people who can, in the comment section, they can definitely relate as, you know, fellow Afro-Latinas and, you know, going to Dominican salons. So, you know, as an Afro-Latina, what does it mean specifically to you growing up with natural 4C hair? Can you expand a bit on that a bit?
Absolutely. It didn't exist. Like, you getting a relaxer, you know? Ese cabello malo. I just said that's bad hair, you know? And I just got to a place. It was actually my cousin who called me Chrissy. She actually embraced her natural hair, and I chopped off all her hair, and she wouldn't be considered a 4C hair type. Her hair, I'm not really good with numbers, so I'm not even going to step in that, but I cut off her hair. No, because that's a whole nother, I don't want to get, I'm not about to.
It is.
It's just different, because I'm not going to say it's softer. I'm just going to say it's different from mine. And I cut her hair on live, and my family lost it. It was like, what are you doing? Her hair is long. And it's like length and healthy is not in the same sentence. Like they much rather length than it actually being healthy. And she inspired me. I like during COVID, I was like, why am I holding on to this hair? Literally, my hair would be like this, 3 strands, but it can be a ponytail, and it'd be enough. I don't care. Like, I can still give you a ponytail with these little strands, pulling the heck out of my edges. I'm not doing it. I don't care. So she inspired me, and her hair blossomed, and my family's like so receptive. I'm putting my family on blast, but again, it's not just my family, it's the Latino community. Like in Dominican culture, they hold so much weight when it comes to your hair, and then when it grows, it's like yeah, his hair is gonna grow. Like trust the process. But for my Latinos, I know, because I had so many Latinos like, oh my gosh, how's it been? I know you're Dominican. I'm like, they'll get used to it. I'm grown. Like
right. There you go.
It's your hair. Yeah.
Exactly. I encourage everyone to chop their hair once. It's the most liberating feeling ever.
Absolutely. I concur.
Now I'm going to dig deeper into that, because I know personally, you know, since COVID, I actually had to reconnect with my natural hair. And, you know, I would love to hear, starting with you, Omi, can you talk about what your current relationship is like with your hair? And what was it like prior to COVID-19?
Yeah, that is a really good question. So this was the first time I've had braids in maybe 5 years. I had locks for about 2 years, but then I combed them out. I was patient. It took me maybe 3 days, 4 days to comb it. I didn't do anything besides sit here with conditioner and a spray bottle, and I just combed out like 67 locks. And my hair has grown a lot since I had put them in. And so, yeah, I kind of had to reacquaint myself to my hair, to my afro, because I was very much so used to the ease and the convenience of having locks. And so, yeah, it's been interesting throughout this quarantine. It was my intention to do it more, but I realized that I was neglecting my hair, honestly. Like you would think that we have more time, you know, because we're home. But somehow I just keep finding things for myself to do. And used to do this.
Yes.
So I decided I'm going to be loving to myself and to my hair and just do a protective style, you know, for the winter. I'm in New York, it gets cold, and I sort of lose motivation to do my hair when it's a little bit colder. So it's been up and down, but I'm in a good place right now because I love doing hair and I put some braids in it.
Alicia, can you talk about your relationship with your hair and how it may have or may not have changed since the pandemic?
Yeah, so I've been natural, I wouldn't say maybe like 10 years. And similar to Monica, I just was hanging on to just strands. And I was a good sew-in girl. Like I would have the sew-in and my perm would be so good. Like the blending, I was amazing with the blending, right? I will show y'all pictures. And then one time, like the front just start breaking off, like right when I would part it all the time. And so it kind of messes up like how my blend sessions. And so I just ended up cutting it off. And it was scary because like people were doing it, but they weren't really doing it at the time. And honestly, I'm gonna tap into it. I'm gonna call you T because we friends now. What T was saying, right?
Hello.
Yeah, we cool now. And T was talking about the colorism thing. And so for me, it was kind of a big deal because I'm darker skinned. And so it's like, girl, you can't be dark skinned and have this short hair right now. Like, what you doing? Like, what's the beauty aspect that you can like, you know, lean into or feel comfortable with yourself? And so for me, it took a long time to get comfortable. I just went through the awkward phase. When I found braids again, I was just like, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. That helped me to grow it out. But then I also leaned into the braids too heavy. And I was not taking care of my hair because I was like, oh, I look so bad. If I get my lashes done in braids, you can't tell me nothing. Like nothing. I'm like the baddest thing ever. Right?
Lashes have changed a lot.
Yeah. And so I was doing that too much. And so now it's quarantine. God, I had so many fairy knots and I work out often. I do yoga. So like it was kind of finding that balance of like protective styling, wearing my hair out, like making sure I'm gonna call you D. I'm using nicknames for everybody today because I feel like we're close. But D, she was telling me the other day, like, oh, you need to wash your scalp. And I was just like, interesting. So I'm still in this discovery phase with my hair. And just playing around, seeing what fits as the season calls. But I can relate to everybody. Like I've been through all the ebbs and flows of the hair journey.
Yeah, and that's the beautiful nature of our hair. You know what I mean? It's a journey. And Daryce, it's so funny because I see you nodding and I see you shaking too. And, you know, I would love for you to add your perspective as, you know, an expert because, you know, at the height of COVID, we've all been at home trying to figure it out ourselves. And as things have slowly opened up a bit, I can only imagine what you've seen since, as you know, your clients have returned to your salon. So can you talk a bit about that too?
Okay. Well, hello everyone. I'm like reading the comments and shaking my head over here and like listening to you ladies and like shaking my head. And I'm sorry, like technology is doing technology things. So I'm gonna switch out my AirPod because this one is charged and this one isn't. But in real life, what has really happened or what I've found is that it's the more you know. The more you know. That'll make it a lot easier. But what I can say is that what I've seen coming back to my chair is kind of a mixture of things, right? So there was a confidence that I once saw in some of my clients that I don't see anymore. And I don't know if that's because, you know, you're home and you now forgot everything that we've been working towards. And I mean, everybody has gone pretty much 8 months without a haircut at this point. So even if you were on top of it, like that kind of like shattered it. But I was sitting here nodding my head because I hear so many of these stories so often, and it amazes me how much of a unique experience we all have with our hair, but a very similar one. And I hear it day to day, where women in the 4 category in particular feel left out. And I have made a career out of doing higher textures. I actually don't want to do what I call the swavy wavy girl. I don't have any fun doing her hair. Everything that I want to do actually needs to stand up on the 4P girl, 4C girl. I myself, being of lighter skin, I am, but I actually have a tighter texture than most light skinned girls. And so I too struggled with this over 12, maybe 13 years. My mom let me shave my head when I was 16. So I got introduced to myself a lot earlier in life. And so I realized that is a privilege. And I speak from a privileged standpoint all the time, not from, oh, I know how to do my hair, but I was introduced to who I am a lot earlier in life. And so I'm excited for this conversation. And I am honored to sit and listen to you guys' story, because what has become so foreign to me, and Monica, you especially, I really want us to connect, because you will help me see it after being 7 years in the game of doing only this type of hair. I don't know what the new people don't know. So I don't know what information to offer. Because there's a lot of people who have been on this journey for a long time and just get hung up. And so if you're new on this journey, it's really hard for people who have been in 7-10 years worth of information out there to know what people who are just now getting on the internet, and you search it and it kind of goes bonkers, I'm sure, to give you the information that you actually need.
Now, Tashara, we saw that, you started a whole bun ministry that everybody was saying, hallelujah to the bun ministry, with your beautiful hairstyle. Were you expecting to receive, such an outpouring of love when you went viral for your bun hawk style?
Well, first I want to go back to Daryce's point. Daryce, we all need help still. I did the big chop a second time, and so it's only been since the end of 2018. So, honey, look, I'm taking in all the tips from all of you guys too. So, Monica, whatever you throw out, I'm taking in too. All right, listen, Daryce too, everybody. But back to your question, Dana. I want to stay on track here. With this whole bun hawk situation, shout out to the bun ministry. Yeah, I see some of y'all in the comments too, by the way. Shout out to y'all. Thanks for joining us for this conversation, the group chat. But I'll start off by saying, it wasn't all love initially, and it still hasn't been all love. Like, people still email me, still message me, still comment real negative things about that particular hairstyle, basically saying, why did you do it? And so I think it went crazy after the commentary, which was me addressing people who, quote unquote, didn't like the hairstyle that I wore on TV that day. And so, I've just been elated, overwhelmed, thankful for the outpouring of support that I've received. I definitely did not expect that. I don't think our hair should be a statement, but the fact that it was still proves that we have issues in the workplace, not just and not from my job, by the way. My job didn't say a word, baby. They're the ones who gave me the platform to say more to the critics after they started emailing in. So this was just from viewers and people who are so gung-ho on how, they've been seeing people on the news or in media or whatever the case may be. And they're just so used to that standard. It goes back to this whole European standard and standard of beauty. Our minds get so ingrained and so accustomed to seeing what you guys have always seen, like this bob hairstyle. Yeah, you saw a few people every now and again rocking their afros or natural kinks, but for the most part, that's not something you saw on a consistent basis. Like, it baffles me that when we see a sister with some curls, maybe on another station, I'm like, oh, let me go find her on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, whatever it is, because I need to let this sister know I'm digging what she's putting out there. I don't think I love that we do that. I don't think that it should be that way, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, I want us to always uplift one another, but I want it to become so normalized that, we don't need the bun ministry. By the way, I love the bun ministry. By the way, I'm just throwing that out there. I love my bun ministry.
I love the bun ministry too.
They still coming through with the bun ministry. But yeah, no, I don't think our hair should be a statement, but clearly it is, because other people are making a statement. Our hair is our hair. I mean, that's just it. That's period, point blank. So no, I didn't expect the support, but I'm so grateful and eternally grateful, because Black women, especially Black women in this industry, we suffer in silence, and people don't know some of the stuff that we're going through, and people don't know some of the emails, many of the emails that we receive. I got 2 emails today, early this morning, and comments and all that stuff. I don't even count the comments. Emails means you took the time out of your day to go and find my email address and to send this to me. Got those emails today. A man I believe it's a man. It sounded like a man's name. I don't know. Maybe it's not. But anyway, emailed me saying, I really liked your hair better when it was straight. Send me 2 emails. One wasn't enough. He had to go send a second one. So anyway, it still happens. So I appreciate the support because a lot of people are out there suffering and you don't even know about it.
Yeah. And, I love that you exude that confidence. And, I would guess you don't feel the pressure to have to code switch up your hair, especially because, the news station that you work for, they've given you the platform to really, explain why your hair is your hair. You know what I mean? It really is it's not up for discussion. You know what I mean?
Well, let me tell you this. I'll say this to your very first point about the code switching situation. So it wasn't always like this. Let's be clear. It was not always like this. It took me, I've been in this industry almost 6 years. It took me a minute to get to a point where I was able to just wear my hair out. I started off wearing braids and kind of slowly transitioned into wearing my hair fully natural on air. And that was a whole situation. We can talk about that a little later. But I started off slowly into making sure that I wanted to put out all of me. That was a process. So yeah, I have had the need to feel like I needed to code switch because I didn't feel like all Black hairstyles were accepted in the workplace, especially at some of the places that, some of the cities that I was in at the time and our audience that we were serving. I wasn't necessarily concerned about the people that I was working for. It was about the feedback that we were going to get from the viewers, which of course, people take that into consideration sometimes. So yeah, I do feel like I have had to quote unquote code switch as a youngster, but like Monica said early on, as you get a little older, you ain't really worrying about what people gotta say. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna address it how we need to address it when it needs to be addressed. So to your point about having to talk it through or explain myself, hey, look, if I'm going to educate somebody, which is what a journalist does on a daily basis, if I'm going to educate you on a topic, hey, I'm all for it. I ain't going to keep explaining myself, but I'm all for explaining what needs to be explained when it needs to be done. Hopefully that answers your question.
Right. Amen. Bun ministry. Now, Omi, this segues into mental health, and I would love for you to talk about how does our hair play a role in our mental health and our well-being.
Yeah, that's such a good question. I think we kind of touched on it a little bit, but yeah, our hair definitely reflects what we're doing with our bodies. If we're dehydrated or not eating well, not sleeping well, if we're overall just neglecting ourselves, it shows through our hair. And I'm sure that Daryce can attest to that.
Absolutely.
And see what your clients are doing by looking at their hair. So there's definitely a correlation between our hair and our wellness. Stress tends to put us in this survival mode, that often it just doesn't make hair a priority, but hair should be a priority because, for us or for some of us, some of us are coming into this knowing this, but our hair is our crown, so some of us know this and some of us are discovering this, and it's sacred. So, in many traditions, particularly like the Inago, we experience our hair or our head as a portal, to higher consciousness and divine intelligence. And, we care for our hair very delicately and we honor our hair as spiritual antennas. So, for example, if there was something traumatic that might have happened, we would wash our head in a very, very special way because hair stores energy, and it stores certain experiences. That's why I combed my locks out, because it stored some energy that I really wanted to release. And I know that there's amazing ways to do what do they call it? Like detoxes for your locks. But I needed to release it. I needed my hair to be free and to be liberated. And so, yeah, so that's why some of us, we cut our hair or we, comb out our locks, and we feel that energetic release when we do that. I literally, when I combed out the very last lock, I physically felt like an energy leave my person.
I feel like that every time I cut my hair off. And this is probably I cut it once a year, maybe for the last 10 years. And I have been challenging myself to grow it out in order to challenge the fact that I can't grow my hair out. And everybody says it wow, you never let it grow out. You never. And I have probably 2015, the last time I had a lot of hair in my head. But energetically for me, it's a reset. And I almost always feel better right after it.
Monica, do you feel a certain energy or a way?
I love this.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's so interesting because I saw a comment here about like a husband or a boyfriend. I didn't read it fully, but it really brought me back to when I chopped my hair and how like my man was looking at me like, damn. And I was like, what? Like, dude, like it was just so different. Like I not that I did it for him. I really like touching on like mental health. I cut my hair one of the darkest points in my life. I feel like this year we can all agree has been it's been testing. It's been testing for us. And I remember just feeling like, why do I have to hold on to this thing? It doesn't define me. I could literally shave my head off. And if I hate it, we can't go anywhere. So it's like the perfect time for me to grow my hair and take care of myself. If I hate it, I could just throw on a hat. But I find myself, and even still, like if you're looking at me in the comments to be like, yes, no, I'm still getting used to this hairstyle. Like you will, and I do challenge myself to go on YouTube and do a full glam look in this style. And I'd be lying if I said that I was confident in it every single time. Like and that's why sometimes I'll be like, I don't know if I should say those things because I don't want to make it like, because I've had so much great people. Everyone's been so receptive to my big chop, and it's different, like if you see my hair, I have a bun, I have a ponytail, and I'm like, wow, I can't do that. And I'm asking my cousin, like, how long it took you to do a ponytail? Like, how long? And I'd be lying if I'm over here all the time, like, yeah, but mentally, I was in a really dark space. And when I cut my hair off, I have to agree, it was like, I don't care. I let everything go.
So free.
I feel so free. And if there is anyone who is dealing with any sort of mental, just really down, if you're really down, I'm grateful for that moment in my life, because you almost, I don't want to say you can't go back, but you just won't allow yourself to. And it was one of the best things that's ever happened to me, was to really look at myself and say, what do you want to see when you look in the mirror? And I want to see myself. For myself. And when you start doing that, the people around you love you, the universe just opens up to you, and that's exactly what's happened. And it's been so amazing.
I love it. I love that. So many people in the comments section are agreeing with you.
I would say for me, just like one example, as you guys were speaking, what it brought up for me was when I initially first cut my hair off. And I was kind of like going through that transition and that phase of just getting comfortable. And I didn't go like completely like shaved, but it was probably maybe like 2 inches of hair there, which was very different from when I was looking like you and Monica. It was probably the same size right there. No, beautiful, beautiful. And I was in a relationship at the time, and he wasn't not encouraging of the haircut, but it was different. Just like, I'm just going to do it. Showed up that way. And it started to put tension. Like there was other things happening, but tension started happening in the relationship, and my hair started shedding, and it was very thick. And I only really could tell through pictures at first, because you lose hair and you're just like, oh, a few strands here, a few strands here. Like maybe I'm combing it. I'm actually touching it more than I was normally used to, because it's so out. And then maybe a couple months went by, and it was these sad little ringlets that just like, and I could feel it. And I was just like, and it was one of the most stressful times of my life. Like I was like in transition in a relationship, and I was moving houses, and housing situation was kind of up in the air. And I just remember being like, wow, like the physical effects that stress could have on your body. We know that, but it never happened to my hair. I'd never seen that before. And so for me, I just look at it like, wow, it must have been a whole other level. And like, I'm so thankful that my body kind of like held those little traumas. So I didn't go crazy during that time, because it just reflected in my hair. It didn't reflect in anything else at that point. And then rewind when I go on my own just like health journey. And I enrolled about 2 years ago into yoga teacher training. And it was something that I really wanted to do for myself. And it was such a spiritual journey in itself. And that's a long story. When I tell y'all, by the end of this, my fro was flourishing. Just like
that yoga life.
It was thick. And I was just like, whoa. And during that time, it's like, you don't have to, but like I wasn't drinking, and I was like really regimented with my exercises. I was meditating, doing deep breathing, like I'm journaling. There was so much work that I was doing on myself. And I just remember, again, you don't see it during the process, but when I looked at pictures from graduation, I was just like, whose hair is this? Not what I started with. Like, that is completely different. And those were two separate times in my life, like years apart, but they just stand out so much to me in like how my mental health, how my well-being, and my hair were like the direct reflection of how I like felt and what was actually happening like to me. It was like the outward extension of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Alicia, even like balding, like I was so in the, like, what is balding? I didn't even know that can even happen. I'm over here. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I was seeing my hair and not breakage, like balding, like no root. And I was like, something I'm consuming or something's consuming me that needs to remove, like, and I just chopped it all up. I said, we're going to start over. And again, you can do everything. You can hold on to it. You can put a wig on it, and it would be lying and saying, okay, I can continue to wear a wig all the time, which I do. I'm not going to lie. I do. I love my wigs, but now I'm not neglecting my hair. 3-4 times a week, I'm putting oil in the scalp. I'm doing as much research as possible. With the old me, I'm balding. I'll just put a wig on. Like, I don't got time. And I think that's a lot of us. It is. It was me. But that was something that was really scary to me, to see how stress affected my hair. And I never knew that existed. And that I was really concerned. I still don't know. Sometimes I'm like, oh no, what's going on? Yeah. And I don't see these conversations. So again, I'm just really excited to be here.
We need to get you a consultation with Daryce so we can.
Yeah, I want us to sit down and we'll have like a really in-depth conversation. And like I want to chime in as the licensed cosmetologist on board, because again, there's a lot of things that we have questions about that really don't have to be questions, because right, we breathe in oxygen, we breathe out carbon dioxide, meaning we're a walking science experiment. Therefore, like the things that we ingest are things that come out of our bodies. Your hair is not just this random phenomenon on top of your hair. It actually has a function and has a reason that it's actually there. So if you notice that on your body where you grow hair, the skin is normally the thinnest. It's there for protection. So that's why you have hair in the first place. It's also dead once it comes out the follicle. So it's all living under the follicle, which means everything that goes into your body is pushed through.
Coming out, yeah.
Do topically that's actually going to fix how it grows in.
It's all holistic.
Right.
But let's talk about the brand. I want to dig deeper into 4C Only. Alicia, tell us about the goal behind it. Why was it so important for 4C Only to exist right now in this time?
Oh, goodness. Let me count the ways. Right? Let me count the ways here. So really, like, so as a fellow 4C woman myself, like I understood like the pain points, like the struggles of, there were no products that were really speaking to me. There were no brands that were speaking to me. And there were a lot of products that said they worked for different curl types, but they didn't necessarily work for my curl type. And so just being disappointed and going on YouTube and buying all the products that they said would work and mixing my concoctions and trying different styles and just being disappointed at the end of the day is really where we were coming from. And so we heard, we saw, I've experienced, right? And so we really exist to normalize the beauty and normalize the texture of this 4C hair. And so I love that Tashara said that earlier. T said that earlier. And she was just talking about, we shouldn't have to be bigging up each other. Like, it's nice that we do that, but it should be normal. That shouldn't be like the anomaly, you know, when someone goes in media or on the news or wherever they're at, they should be able to take up space however they want to. And so we just want to be that reflection, right? So we are here, we're giving representation. We know that matters so much. We want to be that reflection for folks out here. And so we believe that like 4C Only is really for people who believe in freedom of expression. People who want their hair free. We're talking about how the hair really transmits emotions spiritually, mentally, and all those things. So people who want their hair free and their freedom of expression is really what we're here for and what we believe in. And so I would say, as we were developing the brand, we were talking about how we're reframing the conversation around 4C hair and how everyone has this narrative or that story that they're told, whether from birth, you know, your family put it on you, dating put it on you, or just you put it on you, whatever that story is. And 4C has its own story as well. So like my story, I always tell people told me I was too opinionated. It's just like, once I'm quiet until I get talking, and then it's like, okay, girl, we hear you. So it's like, whatever your story is, 4C only, or 4C hair, has a story as well. And people think it's too thin, right? It's too kinky. It's too dry. It's too nappy. All the words that people toss out when they talk about our hair texture. And we're just like, no, we're actually reclaiming it. We can change and we can rewrite our own narrative around how we feel about our hair. And so I'm saying it's too thick with the extra E, right? It's too juicy and it's too kinky in the most beautiful way. And so we really want to invite people to join our revolution. So the revolution that we're starting, right? We said the revolution will be moisturized over here. But it's an invitation, really. It's an invitation for you to come, join, and you get to define what that is for yourself.
No.
And Daryce, I know you've literally had your hand in so many products as a professional, but what makes these products so special?
Well, one, I want to say what makes them special is that the thought process behind who they are directed for, which is your 4C woman. And as whether you hair type or not, whatever you do, the conversation is there, right? And we can't ignore it. And I feel, and you guys can agree with me or not, but I feel like 4C is ostracized in a way that is kind of like off-putting in a negative way. It's never talked about in a way where it's celebrated. There was something about seeing 4C only that made it feel like a club that nobody else that's not 4C can be in, and there's never been that. So I think for the first time, it was that makes it totally different. Then when you get into the actually functionality of the products, which was what got me. So I'm a science nerd. I am a product, like, I'm going to piece it apart. Just as a professional, I just have a lot standing on it. And I have a lot of people who I recommend products to. And I wanted to make sure, but this product line actually is really, really dope, from the ingredients to the feel of the product to even how they decided to package it, which I thought was genius. So we can start, Alicia. I definitely want to shout out to you guys for putting them all in tubs, which is something that you normally don't see. Normally you see shampoo and conditioner squirted out of a bottle.
Yep.
And for this particular woman, she needs a little more product. She needs a little more hydration. And therefore we go through scooping product out, myself included, even with this little half an inch of hair that I have on my head. I still scoop product out.
So heavy-handed.
Yeah, not even heavy-handed, but you do need more hydration. You do need more slip. You do find that you end up needing more product. But what I do like is that this product is actually concentrated, so you get to use more water, which is actually the root of hydration. So when we talk hydration by the root of it is hydro, which is water. And so you're not getting water in your jar. You're getting all of the goodness, all of the good, quote unquote, berries and juices, right? All of the things, right? All of those things where you can use a little bit, add a lot more water, and actually keep your hair a lot hydrated. So if we, want to go through the products, we definitely can do that for our guests now. Do you think that's a good time for us to do that?
Yeah, I want to get some questions. I did see a few questions pop up because, people want to know how to use the products, how to, I saw some questions, best practices. I saw a few questions popped up about, their hair splitting, and, someone said it's blistering.
Yeah, I saw blistering, right? I
blistering.
Saw that. I want to talk to her. I kind of
so let's help her also.
I want to know what that means. I want to have a descriptive
What is that?
Whoever said,
I guess it's just a severe case of her hair splitting, but that jumped out to me. So I definitely want to help her. We're here for you. Welcome back, everybody. I know a few people got, they got back out. Now you're back in. We're here to help you. Daryce is going to address how to use the products, her secret techniques. How many times should you shampoo? When's the best, way to apply the styler? Let's get into it.
So let's
pro
go
tip.
Here. I'm going to go pro tip, product by product, just so we can keep it clear, concise, and then we don't have to get confused by what I'm saying, right? So I have my shampoo here because I'm going to also show you guys who may or may not have the product at home, because I want you to know how thick this actually is. So the shampoo is actually called Too
someone
Clean.
said, what's the name? Too Clean. There you go.
Too Clean. Okay, here's my YouTube. Okay. Okay. This is the consistency. And do you see, there's not any shampoo. actually touched that's like that. And the biggest part about this is the aloe vera and the argan oil that's in this. And it actually kind of is the consistency of what like aloe comes out of the plant, which is dope for me. But what I will say, best practice with shampooing, you want to try and do it at least once a week. I try and help everybody think about this the same way that you think about anything else in your life. If you let laundry pile up, it'll take really long. If you do it once a week, it'll be really quick. Also, your scalp is an extension of your face. So think about cleaning it a lot more often. Our scalp gets neglected, and that's the breeding ground. Think of that as the soil for the plant. It has to be clean and hydrated in order for healthy hair to grow through it. So shampooing once a week is always going to be my recommendation. I get life happens, braids, such and such, la, 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 but try.
Let's make it We're going to make a commitment. We're going to all commit to washing once a week.
Because shampoo also is how water gets into your hair. That is also the starting process. You want to think about getting everything out and then putting all good things back in. So think about it that way. So then we'll follow up with the Too Thick. Hold on. Too Thick Deep Conditioner. And
thick.
This is like thick. It's thick. She's thick.
With the E, y'all. The
with
extra
the
E.
That's
how you know it's real.
And this conditioner actually a little bit goes a long way. As you can see, this jar really could last you about a good 3 months. I want to say if you're using it any quicker than that, you're using way too much product. And again, I'm going to say product, add water in. Add more product. Like before you go and add more product, add a little bit more water. You may not need it because what happens is concentration of products allows you to dilute with water and not actually get a jar of water that you end up having to use more product. Understand? Make sense?
Okay. Yep.
Highlight of this product would be the squalene, which I found out actually is what gives the extra shine. So we all are looking for shine. I hear all the time from my clients that, oh, my hair is dry. And I'm like, does it look dry or is it dry? And so then we have the conversation of it feels dry, which is really feeling the texture, which is all the grooves and nooks and crannies of the hair. And it's really the lackluster look to the hair. So I try and get people to understand and think of their hair in the way that we look at patent leather versus suede. Both are shiny, but they reflect light differently. Patent leather is super flat surface, reflects it, it's shiny, you can see a reflection in it. Suede is shiny, but it has some texture to it, so it's reflecting light differently. That's why your hair appears dry. Also, most of us in the African-American community, or with any kind of African descent, actually live in this kind of mousy brown hair color that we all just have naturally. So unless you put like a gloss on it or color your hair darker, it's never going to really appear shiny unless you put a topical solution on it. But this squalene in this conditioner will actually boost that for you. So I like that.
Daryce, can you actually, someone asked to describe what they smell like.
Oh man.
Oh, so, amazing. So amazing.
Good. So good.
Okay. I'm getting hints of peach. No, I'm kidding. There's some rose elements in there. No, it's a fruity, but like tropical, but not like overpowering where you smell like a fruit basket. So
I will have to agree.
Clean, but it's a light kind of peach is really light in smell. So that's what I'm getting. I'm getting a lot of peach notes. So
Alicia, do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I'm shaking my no, it is. So it smells amazing.
I love it.
What everyone was talking about is like it's not overpowering though. So I hate sometimes when like product in your hair like conflicts with like the perfume that you're wearing, and so you're walking around smelling like a whole bunch of different things.
Or sweat.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah. This does not do that. It's just that light, just a little, you like flick your hair and someone's like, oh, what was that? That's the vibe. But it definitely has like those peach undertones. So Daryce, you were spot on with that one, like a nice light tropical sweet smell, but not too sweet. So usually when we say sweet, we think of like, I don't want to shout brands out, but those body sprays that we used to do in high school, it's not along those lines. It's not along
Yeah, this is grown. This is for the grown.
Okay, I do want to address this this comment that just popped up. The deep conditioner, there is enough steam in your shower. If you're washing your hair in the shower, that's always, please know that if you're taking a shower, it's probably enough steam in your bathroom to help penetrate the product through your hair. But of course, sitting under the dryer with a plastic cap is always recommended. What that does is kind of create the greenhouse effect. The condensation from the heat and the moisture in your hair creates the deeper penetration. If you have a tabletop steamer or a Q-do like handheld steamer, that's a thing. But they also sell these like heated caps that you can put in the microwave. All in all, what it is heat allows pores to open. Think about your hair like you think about your skin. They're the same thing. They're made of the same things and they open and close the same way. So when we talk pores and porosity, we're not going to go there tonight. But when we talk pores and porosity, understand that your pores open in heat and they close in cool. So same thing happens for your hair.
Jennifer actually, and I was going to talk about this because this is actually, I think, my favorite product out of the collection. She asks, is the conditioner a leave-in or do you have to rinse out?
Next product.
We got two. We got two for y'all.
See, you saw how I did the switcheroo here. We did the hair care. Now we're into hair styling. That's how I separate things because hair care is one area. Hair styling is a whole different thing. So we want to shampoo and deep condition at least once a week. You can comb your conditioners through. Do not just finger detangle it because it's not actually going to penetrate the cuticle. A fun fact about most people who identify as 4C, I won't say all, but most, is that you have a more compact cuticle, leading you to believe that you are low porosity. Depending on who you're talking to, that's what the words will be used. And what that means is your cuticle is more compact, meaning you need more heat or hot water to lift up your cuticle to let all the stuff out or let stuff in. And so that would be the deep conditioner and the shampoo going into the leave-in conditioner saying too soft.
Too soft. Yes. And it will leave your hair too soft.
And so too soft looks like this. And so if you guys actually can see how I'm also rubbing the top of this, this is my recommended application method when you're grabbing product. No scooping, more rub on the top. Cover your fingertips, emulsifying your fingers in your hand, apply to your head. Don't want to scoop and go straight to your head because again, we're talking about porosity. We're talking about the cuticle layer of the hair, and we want this product to actually go beyond that. And so the way to do that is with heat elements, heating the product up in your hands, putting it on your hair, massaging it in. These are all motions that will help do all of this. Let me go take it out.
I actually, because I've been hanging out with Daryce most of this week, y'all, and I've heard all the pro tips, and I was like, let me try this today. And so I did a tip to, and I was like, I use so much less product. I use so much less product. Yeah, right? I did.
So
it works.
The key ingredient in this one is called slippery elm, and that's what's going to actually give you the slip factor, and it really does have a ton of it. Like Alicia said, we hung out this weekend in my salon, and we did last minute kind of hairstyling session with one of my clients, and just watching the products work and seeing her reaction like real time. Aww. This was somebody who just came out of braids, who like, you know, had a ton of shedding, like one of those scenarios, want to test the limits of a product, and to watch the hair bounce back and have the shine and have the elasticity back in and actually see the hair hydrated and like actually have a shine on it that you've never seen before is one of those telltaling things. So this too soft is too bomb. Reese recommended.
Daryce, you ain't tell me you came on here to school of people, Daryce.
Yeah,
take notes, y'all. Take notes. I've been taking them all week.
I mean, like I said, I love science, and like as a Black woman, I'm all here for like, let's celebrate our things, let's do that. But I also want us to understand that science is real, and that a lot of the things that we are doing could be avoided or like not be so hard if we actually thought about it in a different framework. And so I spent the last 7 years actually breaking down why higher textures were so hard to do or aren't talked about or aren't taught. That's been my life mission. So here I am, and thank God for 4C.
Yeah. Oh wait, I want to add the leave-in actually works, and Daryce tested it as a heat protectant on your hair, which is like honestly amazing as a dual product.
So
someone asked, can you use the conditioner as a pre-poo? Would you recommend that?
If you must, Exactly. So this conversation becomes very compacted. And so I'm going to do this real quick. Pre-pooing is unnecessary, but I understand many people do it. It's a step before shampooing to pre-detangle your hair before doing it. But I want you to understand that you're putting product on your hair before you're about to wash it. So you're making it life harder.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks for debunking that. Okay.
I wanted to, yeah, cool.
Right.
Real quick.
Straight to the point.
Real
yes.
quick. I'm
The
going to
heat
repeat
protectant.
just because I just saw, yes, heat protectant, because I just saw how often should we wash, and I want you to know once a week. Once a week. Think about it once a week. Cycle it out once a week.
What if you work out every day? Still,
if you work out every day, I want you to think about how often you're sweating and things like that. And also think about, you wash your body how many times a day, depending on you and what you need to do. Understand that your cycle just needs to be complete. If you're going to shampoo, condition.
Okay. It's hard. I know. I'm with you, Monica.
It's hard. But there's we'll
you got this, Monica.
I'm gonna set up.
I'm just gonna shave it. I'm stressed.
No, we got it.
But I do wanna get back to it being a heat protectant. So I definitely was like, wait, hold on, wait. What's the claims? What's the temperature? Tell me what the legal said. Tell me what the scientist said. I need to know. And I put it to the test. And so the biggest thing with having a leave-in is the boiling points of a product. And if you've ever had a blowout in a salon, you may or may not have had smoke surrounding you. And what that will tell you is that there's either product still in your hair that has reached its boiling point, burning, right? And this product did not at all with my Dyson blow dryer. And so that also, we did a flat twist out afterwards and her hair reverted right back. So to test the feature of knowing that it actually coats the hair in a way that it will repel the heat and not actually damage the tresses is something that I think many people will enjoy. Of course, if you don't abuse heat, right? So then don't go trying to blow dry your hair every week just because it's a heat protectant. Okay, so understand practices and things like that, right?
All right.
Don't go back.
Okay.
Right?
Reel it in. Okay.
And so last one on the chart, which is too slick. I read that right. Jesus Christ.
Too slick.
Excuse me. And so the too slick, again, this is how we want to apply. We want to go here. We want to do circular motions around the jar. That kind of pick up, put in your hands, emulsify, and then put it section by section. The Too Slick actually has a ton of oils in it, grapeseed and shea butter. And there's a unique ingredient in this called carnauba wax. And tell me if I said it right, Alicia, because I've been practicing this all week. And I'm like, what? But like literally, but it's so what it does, and I'll tell you that from my experience in doing twist outs, I normally use a foam product because of what it would do. It's foam a cast around the hair. Creams normally don't have a lot of hold, but that carnauba wax in this product actually is what gives it the hold and actually encapsulates the hair. And what I found out, fun fact, it's what's on most apples in the store that make them shiny, meaning it's edible, it's all those things. And so that's what's actually in the product that's actually making it work and do what it does. So not only is it hydrating, but it has the hold factor. So when we talk twist outs, the whole reason of a twist out is to actually compact the hair together, twist around to reform it in another curl pattern. And so you need a product that's actually going to hydrate, help the form, but also be able to be broken up, which is why I don't recommend gels for a twist out, because gels almost always form a cast on the hair. And then when you break it up, it's going to cause flakes and gel flakes and stuff like that. And you always feel like, why is this not working? Because it wasn't meant to work for that particular stuff.
I use the gel.
Yeah, Tiffany just asked, do I still need to use Eco-Styler at the end for my coil with the twist outs? I'm going to say no, but Daryce, you're the pro. You should
not. And it really has to do all with application, right? So if you start, let's say I actually had hair, right? And I was doing this right here, right? This section of my head, right? This was going to be my first twist. I would section my hair, detangle it, twist the little pieces up, and then I would work with one section at a time. That would be my recommended way to do it. Divide and conquer. This is what I do in the salon. This is what I advise you do at home. Get some clips, get some tools, get your stuff going. I have a detangle brush that I manufactured in quarantine. Hit me up if you need one. Shameless plug. But what you want to do is you want to take your section and you want to detangle it from ends to root with whatever your tool is. You want to take your product, emulsify it, apply it from the ends of your hair upward. The reason being is the ends of your hair are the oldest. They need the most product. That's what you see. You don't ever see your roots. So you want to apply here and move upward, because any excess product on those ends are going to go up the strand and you won't have to add more. Or you'll know when you need to add more and you're not trying to like scrape some product off at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Understand what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that will help with not having to add an extra product to actually coil your ends, because you applied the product to your ends first.
Yeah. And we saw it. Like, I mean, I've used it, but also on Daryce's client that we use, her ends were juicy. Like, they literally just like curled
I think
up,
we should
like,
post that on the page.
Yeah,
we don't have to upload
I know
those.
they were beautiful little, just like, and they look so moisturized. The other thing I want to say about the Kanabo wax is anti-frizz. So for humidity, when you have our type of hair texture, it's it's about to rain because your hair is telling the story that it's about to rain. So it actually helps protect against humidity and frizz.
Latoya asks, can you use the product for a wash and go?
You could, but understand that a cream for a wash and go does not yield long-lasting results in any sense of the word. Creams are not going to coat the hair the way that it would need for that particular style. A wash and go is one of those particular styles that's literally coating every single strand of your hair with product, causing weight and for it to be set in its natural growth pattern. And a cream just isn't heavy. So it's heavy enough to compact the cuticle, but not heavy in weight enough to weigh down the hair for a wash and go for long lasting results. So you could, but just understand what kind of results you're going to get for that wash and go.
Okay, we learned a lot, Daryce.
Yeah.
So really? Alicia, we're gonna need some tutorials on the 4C only, IG page. Okay,
something on Instagram with Daryce.
I hope everyone took notes. Get the products. But before I let you ladies go, 4C only being a revolutionary brand who's reframing the narrative around what it means to actually have 4C curls. I would love for each of us to talk about what defines our own personal revolution. So I'll start first. My texture, my tradition, my truth, that's my revolution. So think of 3 words that define your personal revolution. Alicia, you want to go first?
I wanted to open the floor up to the ladies.
Okay. You ready? Okay, go for it, Daryce.
I'm going to say my voice, my tenacity, and my joy is my revolution.
Okay. Monica, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Pardon me.
My honesty, my vulnerability, I can't even speak right now. My vulnerability, Dios mío, no me sale.
I love it. I love it.
Oh, sorry. I mean, it be coming out sometimes. I guess just be vulnerable. And like I said before, my sass. I'm the same person on camera, off camera, in a room full of 100 people, one person. I'm my feet are like on the ground, and I'm always a person who just wants to learn, and I believe that in order for us to grow, we always have to want to learn. So, yeah.
These comments that are popping up are beautiful.
Yeah,
they're so good.
I'm like,
keep them coming. This is beautiful.
Yes, the aura, personality, yeah.
My faith, my determination.
Heart.
I love all of it.
Okay, Tashara, let's hear your revolution.
Man, it's so hard to just put into 3 things because we are so multifaceted. We bring so much to the table. Black women, Lord. I certainly, I would say my authenticity, Same as Monica stated, you know, who I am is behind the camera, in front of the camera, family, whatever it is, like this is who I am. My voice, because I think my voice is important. And for so long, I didn't speak up about things that I knew were issues. And so I'm more empowered to do that now. So my voice, and I would say my energy, you know, I've always been known to bring the energy in all settings, you know, wherever we're at, I'm bringing the energy, and I'm hoping that can change the energy in some of the spaces that I enter, you know, whether it's at work or at home or wherever you are. I'm hoping that whatever energy I bring in is that it helps uplift the people that are around me.
Omi, what about you?
I would say fulfilling my destiny, or destiny would be the key word, but fulfilling my destiny and honoring that. Secondly, I would say commitment to service, just being revolutionary or liberating within itself. And then peace and joy. I love that Daryce mentioned joy. You know, joy is an act of resistance. We deserve it. It is ours. It belongs to us.
Reclaiming our time.
I sure.
They don't want us happy.
I feel like I said, y'all, I'm in a space of discovery. So my revolution, it shifts and it changes. But today, my revolution is my breath, my spirit, and my courage. That is my revolution.
I love all of that.
I felt that.
Okay, and you got a whole business over here talking about courage. You better come through courage.
Yes. It takes a lot of courage. Yes. Purpose, fulfillment. Yes. I love to see it.
I actually have a question from an influencer's point of view, right? Because you're saying courage, and hell yeah, it takes courage. You design a product that says 4C only. Only. You know how, like, whoa.
Specific. Yeah. We know who we're talking to.
Okay. That is, I congratulate you. I congratulate you, because it takes guts. I mean, I just came from a hotel and I'm looking at the shampoos. I'm like, how? For who? Like, it just shows a lot. Like, even just going into a hotel room and you're like, oh, I found a shampoo. And you're like, how am I supposed to do that?
Yeah.
You know, so I congratulate you and I commend you, because it does take courage to say, I know who my audience is. I know what my demographic is. And I'm okay with that, because we already know that the Black coin we spend.
Yes.
Yeah.
We will. Alicia said, welcome to our world. Okay. Get with it or get lost.
We're so thankful. Honestly,
created by us, for us.
Yeah. It's such a team effort. It's such a team. Like, the whole 4C Only fam just worked so hard, so tirelessly. And really what I love is it was such a collaborative effort. Like, everyone put their ideas forth and everything was valuable. Like, everything that everyone brought to the table, down to like the packaging to like today, the reason why everyone is here. Everyone brought themselves fully, and we just ended up with a gem, y'all.
Yes, Alexis says, yes, Miss Alicia, you did that. And it's Women's Entrepreneurship Day. So yes, congratulations to you. Yes, let's clap it up. Yes.
Everyone gets their flowers.
Everyone gets their flowers. And let me just remind y'all about the giveaway, y'all. I think I might sneak in, enter into the giveaway.
Come through. We here for you.
Can I do that? Okay. All right. Okay. Don't forget to enter the giveaway. Text group chat to 32094. There's 4C Only merch, and y'all, that $200 Uber Eats gift card. That's what I want.
Come through.
Okay.
I'm over here like, what's that number again?
32094.
A lot of lunches, y'all. A
lot of lunches.
And you can have the deals.
That little fee that they add on, you covered. Okay. Alicia, a lot of people are asking, where can they find the products? Can you please remind everybody everything that they need to know to get their hands onto the 4C Only collection? So
today, not only just because this panel and really getting together just like beautiful, powerful, other courageous, beautiful Black women. So this was just like a moment for us in itself. But we also launched today. So this is D-Day for us. This was the launch of 4C Only. I know. We are so excited. So you can go to 4COnly.com. And that's where all our kits are going to be sold exclusively. So it is a 4-piece kit, guys. We're really helping you build your regimens here, healthy hair regimens. So get rid of all 11 million products that you saw on YouTube. You only need the Too Easy collection. We made it too easy for y'all, right? And again, exclusively on 4COnly.com. Today is our first official launch to the world. We have some awesome merch, so be the first to try it out. And like Dana said, if you enter the giveaway, we have some really dope merch. Like not just like merch. Like we have like custom made 4C earrings, really gold, nice and big, just like we like to wear them. We have hand painted jean jackets that say 4C only, too kinky, too thick, all the hot lines you want to wear. Yeah, and then this beautiful clip that Monica's wearing. Go ahead, show it off, Boo. Show the clip off.
Ooh.
Yes.
Bling, blow.
I love it.
Yeah.
You too could look like that.
Okay.
I love it. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. Make sure you go to 4COnly.com. Go to Instagram. Let's keep this conversation going. Let's lift up each other, support each other. Thank you, ladies, so much for this group chat.
Thank you,
yes,
guys.
thank
and
you,
we
everyone.
love to hear your revolutions, y'all. Like, if you please follow us online or even put on if you're watching from YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, share your revolution. We love to hear it. We love to reshare it. Again, we're just open space for everybody here.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.